Welcome to our deep dive on AI. If you're listening, you're probably pretty curious about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and how it's going to change the world, right?
Exactly, and we've got a ton of cool stuff to dig into.
Oh yeah, we found articles, opinions from experts, even some insights from, developers who are right there on the cutting edge of AI.
It's kind of wild to think about how AI has been with us for centuries.
I know, right? I mean, think about it. Ancient myths about robots and artificial beings, they've been around forever.
Totally. Remember Talos, the bronze giant in Greek mythology? Guarded Crete?
Oh yeah, and even the word robot itself that comes from a play, right? Like back in 1921,
And that play was all about robots rebelling against humans.
leading to our extinction.
Yikes. Makes you think, huh?
Seriously. I guess we've always kind of been fascinated by the idea of, creating something that can think for itself.
But also a little afraid of it, right?
For sure.
But that fascination led to the birth of the field of AI back in the 1950s.
Yeah, the 50s, that's when it all kicked off. And one of the big names, of course,
Alan Turing.
Turing, yeah. He was the one who asked that big question, can machines think?
And to figure that out, he came up with the Turing test.
Which basically, tests whether a machine can carry on a conversation so well that a human can't tell if they're talking to.
Another human or a machine.
Exactly.
It's all about that chat, right? The Turing test was like the first chat room.
It really was. Kind of like the granddaddy of all those chatbots we have now, like Siri and Alexa.
Oh, tell me about it. So some programs have actually passed the Turing test.
Well, there have been a few, like Eliza, Perry. There was even one called Eugene Guzman. They managed to, pass certain versions of the Turing test.
But do they really understand the conversation?
That's the debate, isn't it? Some people think it's more about mimicking, like just really good at mimicking human responses.
Yeah, I've talked to Siri enough to know that feeling. So when we talk about AI, are we really talking about different levels of intelligence?
Oh, absolutely. One way to think about it is to break it down into types. 4 types of AI, right? The simplest one.
Simplest.
Yeah, the simplest is what we call reactive AI.
Reactive.
It's all about reacting to specific situations. Like, remember DeepMind's AlphaGo?
AlphaGo, yeah.
Trained to play that super complex game, Go, and it actually beat the world champion.
So it's like a super-powered chess computer, but for Go.
Exactly. But Go is so much more complex than chess.
Really?
Oh yeah, the number of possible moves is insane, like astronomically huge. AlphaGo had to learn patterns and strategies in a totally different way from, those older chess-programs.
So reactive AI responds to what's happening right now. What's the next level?
Okay, so next up you've got limited memory AI. This is what you see as self-driving cars.
Driving cars, okay.
They basically store data from their past, their experiences.
Make decisions.
Exactly, like they're learning from their memories to navigate new situations.
That's starting to sound more like what we think of as intelligence, you know?
Right. And then things get really interesting when we talk about theory of mind AI.
Theory of mind.
This is where AI would actually be able to understand human emotions and motivations.
Like robots in those sci-fi movies?
Exactly. Like C-3PO, from Star Wars, the one that seems to get how humans feel.
Now that's getting into some sci-fi territory.
Right.
Is that even possible to create a machine that can get human emotions?
It's a huge question, isn't it? And it leads us to the most complex type of AI, self-aware AI.
Self-aware. Okay, now that's a little scary.
Yeah, this would be AI that's conscious of its own existence,
Whoa.
capable of, abstract thought. It's like Ava from the movie Ex Machina. Have you seen that?
I have, and yeah, that was a little unnerving.
More than a little. But before we go too far down that road, let's back up for a sec. How does any of this actually work? Like, how does an AI think?
Yeah, that's a good question. What's going on under the hood?
Well, you've probably heard of neural networks
I have.
and machine learning.
Yes.
Those are like the building blocks of AI. Think of a neural network as a digital version of the human brain.
Okay.
It's made up of all these interconnected nodes, like artificial neurons, that process information.
Okay, so that's the structure, but how does it learn? How does it actually learn?
Imagine you're trying to teach an AI to recognize a cat in a picture, right?
Okay.
Instead of giving it a list of rules, you ask it yes or no questions.
Does it have fur?
Exactly. Does it have pointy ears? Does it have whiskers? And based on the answers, the AI adjusts the connections between those nodes, getting better and better at identifying those cats.
So it's like a giant game of 20 questions, but the AI is figuring out the rules as it plays.
You got it. That's machine learning. AI systems look at huge amounts of data, find patterns, and then they adjust their algorithms, all based on feedback.
So they're constantly learning.
And improving, yeah.
So we've got these incredibly complex systems getting better and better at learning. What happens when, they start learning faster than we do.
That brings us to the
The
singularity.
singularity, uh-oh.
That's the question that everyone's asking. What happens when AI surpasses human intelligence? It's exciting.
And maybe a little terrifying.
Yeah, maybe a little.
I mean, it's a pretty big idea.
Yeah, the singularity, it's definitely something that gets people talking.
Some think it'll be amazing.
Right, the best thing ever.
Others, not so much.
Yeah, some people think it could be, risky.
Elon Musk is one of those people, right? He's been pretty vocal about that.
Yeah, Musk has talked a lot about AI safety and the ethics of it all.
He's concerned about AI getting out of control.
One of his big concerns is that AI could be used to, like, create autonomous weapons systems.
Autonomous weapon.
Yeah, systems that could, like, make decisions without any human oversight.
Whoa, okay, that is a scary thought. Autonomous weapons choosing their own targets.
It's something we got to think about, as AI keeps getting more and more powerful.
It sounds like something straight out of Terminator.
Right.
But AI is not just some, like, far-off sci-fi thing, right? It's already here.
It's all around us, yeah.
It's how Netflix recommends shows.
Right, and Spotify for music.
It filters our spam. It unlocks our phones with, like, facial recognition.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, really. AI is, like, changing healthcare, too.
It's helping doctors diagnose diseases.
Earlier, more accurately, yeah.
Like, there was that Google AI thing
Yeah.
that could predict heart problems just from looking at someone's retina.
Pretty wild, huh?
That's amazing. Like, it can see to the future of your health.
Early detection is, like, huge for so many diseases.
And it's not just human health either, right? AI can protect wildlife, too.
Oh, yeah, there's this system. It's called PWS.
PWS.
Protection Assistant for Wildlife Security.
Okay.
It basically analyzes data to figure out where poachers might be going.
So, like, it predicts where they'll strike.
Yeah, and that helps park rangers patrol more effectively, keep the animals safe.
So it's like a high-tech guardian for endangered species.
Exactly. So yeah, AI can definitely be used for good.
It can do some pretty amazing things.
Absolutely.
But it's also changing industries like manufacturing, right?
Oh yeah, big time. Robots, automation, it's all happening.
And that's what a lot of people are worried about, the robots taking our jobs.
It's a valid concern for sure.
So what's driving this, like, this whole robot surge?
Well, Oxford Economics says there are three main things.
Okay, three things. What are they?
First, robots are getting cheaper,
Okay, cheaper to make.
and at the same time, labor costs are going up.
Makes sense.
Second, AI is just like advancing so fast. Robots are more capable than ever before.
Right.
And third, there's just more demand for, manufactured stuff.
So it's economics, capability, and demand.
Yeah, those are the big three.
So what does that mean for, like, the human workforce?
Well, some experts think AI and automation could have a big impact on the job market.
Big impact. How big are we talking?
Some estimates say like up to 50% of jobs could be affected in the next 15 years.
50%. That's a lot. Are any jobs safe?
The jobs that are going to be safe are the ones that require uniquely human skill,
Like what?
Things like creativity, empathy, complex problem solving.
So the things that AI can't do.
Exactly. Like psychiatrists, physical therapists, teachers, those kinds of jobs.
They need emotional intelligence, human connection. Things AI probably won't be able to replicate anytime soon, right?
Probably not.
That is reassuring.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom.
So it's not just about, like, crunching numbers or getting repetitive stuff.
Right.
It's about those human qualities that make us us.
And it's also important to remember that AI can create new jobs too.
Oh, okay. So it's not all about replacing humans.
Right. We'll probably see more jobs related to AI development, training, maintenance, things like that.
So we got to adapt, learn new skills.
Exactly.
We'll need to be ready for a future where AI is just, like, part of the team.
It's going to be part of everything, yeah.
And as AI gets more integrated into our lives, we need to think about the ethics of it all.
That's crucial, yeah. It's not just about the tech itself, it's about how we use it.
We need to make sure it's used for good, that it benefits everyone.
Absolutely. And that's a conversation everyone needs to be a part of. Scientists, engineers, everyone.
We need to think about the social impact, the economic impact.
The ethical implications, yeah.
As AI becomes more and more like a part of our everyday lives.
It's going to touch everything, eventually.
Things are moving so fast with AI, It can feel a little overwhelming.
It is moving quickly, yeah. But I think that's why these conversations are so important. Like, the more we understand about AI, the better we can, deal with the changes.
Right, and make sure that AI is, like, used to benefit everybody.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, when we started this deep dive, I was a bit nervous about AI.
Yeah.
But now I'm more, I don't know, curious than afraid. It feels like we're on the edge of something massive
It does, doesn't it? Like we're exploring this whole new frontier.
with a ton of potential.
For sure, there are definitely unknowns, but also, like you said, so much potential for discovery and progress.
And it's really up to us to decide how this all plays out.
It is.
We need to think critically, ask questions, make sure AI is aligned with our values.
Absolutely. It's not about just like accepting the tech blindly.
Right.
It's about understanding it, engaging with it, and steering it in a direction that, benefits humanity.
This deep dive has been fascinating. We talked about the history of AI, ancient myths, the Turing tests.
We even got into the singularity.
We did, didn't we? And we looked at how AI is already part of our lives.
Healthcare, wildlife conservation,
It's amazing to think how much it's already changing the world.
and the future of AI is something we're all going to shape together.
It's a collective responsibility.
It really is.
So, to wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to leave you with a question to think about. If AI could solve any problem in the world,
Okay.
what problem would you choose? And why?
It's a good question.
Think about it, talk about it, and keep exploring this amazing field.
Because the future of AI is in our hands.
That's it for today's deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Thirsty to ya.